All right, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy joins us now. And, sir, it's good to have you on the show. I want to talk for a minute about unrealized gains, taxing unrealized gains. And the reality that for Americans, that means that we have a government now that has grown so big, a government that has spent so much money, that we now have a political party that's trying to tax us on money we haven't even made yet. We have squandered so much wealth that we're now at this point.
Well, let's suppose I buy a stock at 10 and it goes to 20. On paper, I made $10 a share. But under our tax code, and I think under the Constitution, I can't be taxed on that $10 that I've made unless I sell the stock. I have to have what's called a realized gain. That means I have to sell. What the vice president wants to do is change the law and apparently change the Constitution to say that I'm taxed even if the stock goes up and I don't sell. Well, suppose at the end of the year, I'm taxed even though I didn't sell on the $10 of the per share gain. Suppose the day after I pay my taxes, the thing goes down to 5. Do I get my money back and does the government pay me? I mean, it's basically a wealth tax.
Right.
And it hasn't worked anywhere. France tried it a number of years ago, and even the neo-socialist French government said, nope, it's not going to work. It's just a number of the anomalies in the vice president's tax plan. But the one thing the vice president hasn't addressed, Rob, that she needs to address, it's not going to go away. She and President Biden have created the worst inflation in 40 years for the American people, and she doesn't have a plan to get prices down. And I think that's her soft underbelly.
Yeah, and nor is there any indication that she's going to want to spend any less than Joe Biden has spent as they've tried to normalize the COVID levels of spending in perpetuity, beyond COVID forever. I think they want to spend $7 trillion a year. I think that was one of the huge benefits for government of COVID, is it got us used to that kind of spending. One final question here. Judiciary Committee in the House. Subpoenaing the company that was run by the daughter of Judge Juan Merchan. Merchan, obviously the one that presided over the trial where Trump was convicted in 34 felony counts for the Stormy Daniels payment, basically a bookkeeping violation with 34 felonies for the former president. Lauren Merchan, though, is the president of this consulting firm, made millions of dollars fundraised off this trial, has worked with the Biden-Harris campaign, is a devout Democrat, and now the head of this firm has been subpoenaed, all while the sentencing for Donald Trump is set for September 8th. What do you see here?
Well, the American people are entitled to know the facts, Rob. I mean, this is a big deal. One of the reasons that our country, in my judgment, is the greatest country in all of human history is our judicial system. And the reason so much capital flows into America is because the independence of our judiciary, the idea that if you have a dispute in America, you can get a fair shake. If these allegations are true, then it indicates that, at least in this particular instance, there was an obvious conflict of interest.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal. I don't want to prejudge it. I don't know what the facts show, but I do know the allegations are serious, and the American people are entitled to know the facts. And I'm glad that our House of Representatives, is going to try to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. Senator Kennedy, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Rob.